So, you want to learn how to be grounded during a global pandemic? Well, here are a few things I do. The first thing really is to change your mentality about life. Anxiety doesn't just arise within your body. You know, you're not just breathing suddenly and, oh my god, I'm anxious. Your mindset affects the way your body feels. You know, your body reacts to the thoughts, the words, and the vibrations you're putting into it. If I tell you right now, you're beautiful, you're gonna be like, oh wow, thank you. And you're just gonna blush, you're gonna feel good, life is gonna be amazing. But if I said the opposite, you probably wouldn't feel so good, right? Maybe your heart would hurt and you're like, no, I don't like you, Noah. You just said something that I don't like. That would change your mood, right? So your body, your mood, your vibration, and we're going to get into vibrations in a little bit because there's a lot of fear and stigma around feeling low vibrational energies / feelings. But your current mood and your energetic levels are changing due to how your mind is programming them, your consciousness at the time. So if someone were to think that they had to go to college, otherwise they wouldn't succeed, and they had to get good grades, otherwise they would be a failure, or that they had to prove to their parents that they're good enough, or that they need to do this, that can be very stressful. And putting all of that weight on top of you is going to be stressful. And so you create a situation in which it's either this, you have to do that. And if you don't do that, then you're a failure, or you're this and you're that. And so having this mindset that I need to do this, I need to do that, is going to put you at a state of dis-ease. And it's gonna manifest certain things, certain disorders, anxiety, depression, dissociation. It's gonna bring heart problems, chest pains. Your back is gonna hurt. You are gonna feel tired, fatigued all the time, because you feel like you constantly need to work, you constantly need to achieve, and so you're gonna overachieve, and you're not gonna allow your body to rest. And so this puts your mind at a state of disease and your body at a state of disease. And so when it comes to doing the things you actually want to achieve, you're not going to be able to do them because you're putting yourself through so much stress. And this ungrounds you. Being grounded is feeling safe and at peace within your body. That's what we really want. When you think of your dream lifestyle, you think of, oh, I'm going to be rich, I'm going to do this, I'm going to be successful, I'm going to be famous, I'm going to have no worries, I won't need to do this, it'll all be done for me, I'll have, you know, employees who run this for me, I'm going to have this business, I'll have this and this and this and this, and you're dreaming of this lifestyle of a place where you're abundant, where you feel safe, where you feel grounded, where you feel loved and accepted by the world around you. And when you project this lifestyle, 3 years ahead of you, 10 years ahead of you, when you get out of college, when you get into college, when you do your first job, you project it into the future, because you feel as if you do not have those feelings of being safe, of being rich, of being successful, of being famous right now. And B, because you don't think you're capable of having those things right now. There's a disconnect between those things and the present moment. If you're constantly chasing, you are never going to be able to receive. If you're constantly chasing and chasing and chasing and chasing without stopping, there's no point in that journey. Are you going to be able to sit down and say, hey, I've done enough for today. I'm going to allow myself to feel my hard work. So being ungrounded can manifest into a lot of different forms. Being anxious, being depressed, getting into toxic relationships, not knowing who you are, feeling as if you have a void within you that others need to fill, being around people because you don't feel safe within yourself. If you relate to any of those things, that's totally fine. I want you to accept yourself. completely. Accept yourself completely. Accept yourself completely. But I also want you to be aware of how you feel and why you do the things you're doing. I also want to assure you that I have had my share of ups and downs. I was extremely depressed. I was extremely anxious. I was extremely anxious in school. I felt overwhelmed. There's a lot of different things that happened to me because of my mindset. It was all because of my mindset. It's all about your mind. And what we don't realize is that we have complete control over our mind. I can control my mind 100%. I literally can make my thoughts stop. And so mote it be. Creating a deep bond between you and the universe. When you create a deep bond between you and the universe, you no longer feel like this soul person just floating in the middle of a rock, You feel connected to the world around you. You feel connected to the universe. You feel connected to being unconnected. And the third thing I really want to put out there is become grounded in being ungrounded. Sure. You may be completely anxious. You may be in a depressive episode. You may be going through the motions. But if you say, hey, this is happening because I am learning how to get stronger within this very moment, and that strength is grounding me to my very core. So whenever those feelings arise within me in the future, I'm going to have this strength to get through them with ease. You can become grounded with being ungrounded. And then our root chakra is red. And red for me symbolizes love, groundedness, wealth as well. It symbolizes safety, but red can also mean rage, anger, scared, fear, and that fear and that rage comes from that ungrounded energy. So what I find so interesting is that oftentimes when we react out of fear, it doesn't put us in a more ungrounded energy because we're forced to ground ourselves even more in that present moment. We're forced to feel those fearful emotions within us, and we have to really dig deep into our core and act. And acting is really a divine masculine motion of putting something out to counteract or to get a specific result. If we're scared and we act out of that fear to not be scared anymore, that's literally transmuting that fear into not fearing. So this is why I say, if you're scared, if you're anxious, and you're living in an anxious state, you are actually healing the vibration of worry and fear within the world. Everyone is an energetic healer. You right now, you're an energetic healer. Why? Because you're feeling energy and you're doing something with it. You're transmuting it into something. You're creating something out of it and you're turning it into something. Maybe worse, it may be better. Who knows? But you're turning it into something. If you're turning it into something bad, people can look at that and say, hey, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to learn from it. I'm going to do something else. So I feel like no matter what you really do, you're always going to have a positive effect on the long term. If you look at it the other way, you can have a negative effect too. But I think in life, there's duality. There's a negative, there's a positive, there's a dark, there's a light. There's light within the dark and there's dark within the light. I think we have to acknowledge both. But we can also focus on the things we want to focus on because it will be more enjoyable. So, to conclude my video overall, I want to reassure you that what you're feeling right now is completely valid. It's really all about allowing the universe to teach you. I think whoever's watching this, whether you're spiritual or you're not spiritual or you just want to feel safe within your body, I want you to take away what I've said with a grain of salt, because this is my experience. It's not your experience. This is what works for me. it may not work for you. I also want to say that visualizing yourself being rooted in earth, visualizing your legs turning into roots and just digging deep into the earth's core and wrapping around each rock and each core and that hot molten lava within us and within the earth, that's really going to help. Visualizing, affirming, I am grounded, I am safe, I am protected. Making oils and ointments and protective sprays to protect you, that make you feel safe. Wearing clothes that make you feel safe. Doing things that make you feel safe. Saying things that make you feel safe. Acting from the safeness is really going to help. You know, it's all about action, intention, and the manifestation of it all. With that being said, I'm going to close off, end the segment. I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching a Know with Noah video and episode. Yeah. Mwah.